Hey everybody, Livingston here, and we're about to jump into the Twilight Zone, Episode 6, Escape Clause. Came out in November of 1959. Let's jump in.
This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone. You're about to meet a hypochondriac.
Oh no, I used to think I was one.
Mr. Walter Bedecker, age 44. He has one interest in life, and that's Walter Bedecker. Heart action normal, no infection. Throat clear, nasal passages clear, ears clear.
So you're saying I'm healthy?
What about 4 sleepless nights in a row? What about that?
That, Mr. Bedecker, is psychosomatic.
You mean to tell me that I'm sick only in my mind?
You worry too much.
Your inability to sleep is a case of nerves, nothing more.
It's true, you can worry yourself into having pain. I've worried myself into thinking that I had something wrong with me several times when I was younger. And the older you get, you're like, I kind of know what those aches and pains mean.
This woman goes around whispering, making me think I'm sick even when I'm not. A quack and a whispering woman who doesn't know her mind. Just come right over with the death certificate. You can sign it right here.
Oh, Walter.
Oh, stop those crocodile tears.
You're kind of a jerk.
Your husband is one of the healthiest patients I have.
Sick most of the time.
That's what happens when you hypochondriac.
You look a little run down, a little pale.
What? What do you mean by that? It's not nice to say.
All right, Mr. Bedecker. I'll take a few of those. I'm sure you'll feel much better.
Medication makes it all better. I don't think so. Just live healthier. Typically, that's where all the issues stem from, is the way you eat and the way you live.
Now, don't deny it, Ethel. I could smell the collusion the minute he left this room.
It was for
Jeez.
vitamins, Walter, for me.
He's also paranoid.
Oh, stop it, Ethel. Get out of here. Let me die in peace.
All right, just let it happen.
Why can't a man live 500 years or 1,000? Why does he have to die almost the moment he's born?
All good questions. It's all those philosophical questions we ask ourselves throughout our lifetime, and we won't know it until the day we die, maybe, or we won't ever find out. I don't know. I'm not getting into that debate.
Why not 500, 600?
Yes, or 1,000.
Who's this guy?
The cold.
Is he an angel?
I mean, holy.
Well, that's mighty decent of you.
It sure as hell wouldn't have taken me that long to figure out somebody was in my room after speaking 3 sentences.
I've been here for some time. We each have something the other wants, and that seems a relatively solid basis for a bargain.
What do you have that could possibly interest me? And what do I have that could remotely interest you?
Infinitesimal, microscopic, teensy-weensy.
Name it.
You want an extended lifespan.
Sure.
Few hundred years to play around with.
It'd be cool.
A few thousand.
5,000, 10,000, what is it in the scheme of things?
I don't know. 10,000 years, that's a lot of up and downs when it comes to human society, and there's been plagues, and there's been highs like the Renaissance, and I don't know. And that's just been in like 2,000 years that I know of in the known history of man, which I guess you can go back 5,000, 10,000 years when it comes to the history of human civilization.
You're the devil.
At your service.
The devil.
You deed to me your so-called soul, and in exchange I give you immortality.
So what's the catch?
Governments and institutions may disintegrate. People die. Walter Bedecker goes on and on.
It's a very enticing offer. Would you take immortality, or would you say no to the devil? I'd probably say no, just because it is the devil, and, there's always a catch when it comes to that guy.
Article 93, yes. Here it is.
Always a contract.
It's simply that if you ever get tired of living, Mr. Bedecker, you can exercise this escape clause to furnish your demise.
Oh, how? But then where do you go?
Then, Mr. Cadwallader, your pen, please.
Definitely would read the entire wording of that contract before I signed it. Yep, definitely should have read the whole thing.
Walter!
We're out of bed.
Ethel, behold the new Walter Bedecker.
Hooray! He's really testing it out. Jeez. I would have thought of something like maybe less public, because if he survives, then people are going to be like, man, that was miraculous. It's amazing.
Yes.
He should be pulverized. He should be nothing left there, you know.
Well, considering the fact that you're not even scratched, Mr. Bedecker, I think the company's being very fair.
That's true. Trying to get something for nothing.
Now, do me the goodness to make a fast exit. I'll take your money, but you bore me.
It pays to jump in front of trains and survive.
14 accidents. 14.
Oh, well, he did more than jumping in front of the train.
There isn't the remotest element of excitement in it. In short, I'm bored with it.
Now there's no fear of death or hurting yourself. There's just no excitement in anything anymore. Well, I could see that, I guess.
At least when I was concerned about my health, there was some area of risk about it. Have we got any ammonia?
Ammonia?
That's what I said, ammonia.
Walter!
Poisons himself. And nothing.
And it tastes like lemonade to me.
I mean, there's some pluses there. You can break a lot of records, maybe cross the Sahara without drinking a drop of water. I mean, get your name in the books. At the same time, if you're going to live forever, or at least for several thousand years without having any point of ever getting hurt, then yeah, I get it.
I think I'll go up on the roof, and I'll jump down the light well.
For what reason? Why don't you go take a flight and jump 40,000 feet out, and see what that does?
I'll make you potato pancakes. Remember, you always used to love potato pancakes.
Ethel, you are a potato pancake.
Man, that's mean.
No,
Out of my way.
please,
Out
Walter.
of my way.
Walter,
No thud.
I wonder what it felt like.
Boy, he had no remorse with her death.
Hello, police station. My name is Walter Bedecker. Could you come over here right away, please? No trouble. I just killed my wife. Oh, I'll stay right here.
He didn't, though.
Let's give the electric chair a little whirl.
Oh, I mean, you can use a gun. You can electrify yourself. Why would you put yourself in prison?
Then the court sentences you to imprisonment in the state penitentiary without hope of parole.
I knew we could do it. Congratulations.
That's not what he wanted. How long is life?
Life imprisonment.
Well, he didn't think that through, huh?
They'll be taking you to the penitentiary tomorrow morning.
So what's he gonna do?
What's life? 40 years? 45 years? You can do that standing on your head.
45 years.
When that escape clause comes into effect, I guess. What is a life sentence? Is it 45, 50 years? So if I live beyond 50 years, do I get out?
You look like a man having a heart attack.
And then he dies of a heart attack.
You all right?
He's dead.
There's a saying, every man is put on earth condemned to die. Case in point, Walter Bedecker, lately deceased, beaten by the devil by his own boredom in this, the Twilight Zone.
Interesting episode. Alright, my initial thoughts on this episode. I enjoyed it. I kind of knew where it was going. I knew that there was going to be a moral to the story. Never make a deal with the devil is one of them. And it seems to be always the case. I think maybe the devil pops up a few more times in the Twilight Zone series. I'm willing to bet on it since this is so early on in the first season that he showed up. But why would you go for having immortality and being indestructible and then go out there and get life in prison for killing your wife? I know he was trying to test the boundaries of the power of his indestructibility, but you can electrocute yourself going to like an electrical grid somewhere, or going to a power plant, or going up on some power lines and just grabbing a line. I mean, why would you want to go to prison for murder? It just makes no sense to me about that topic when it comes to that part of the story. This was episode 6, and we got 150 to go, and it's going to be a long ride, and I'm looking forward to it. But I see that there's a little bit of trivia, and let's see what they got for us. The title refers to a legal term, condition, or clause in a contract that allows a party to that contract to avoid having to perform the contract. The validity of the clause is usually limited by a time frame, i.e. 30 days or 72 hours, or subject to the satisfaction of the customer for delivered goods or services. The French title was Immortel Moi Jamas. Okay. At the time this series first aired, it was commonly believed that a frequent cause of hypochondria was a desperate need to find something to occupy one's mind, a combination of boredom and a lack of imagination about how to counter that boredom. Several TV series of the time had episodes involving a one-off character whose hypochondria was cured by finding something else of interest to replace the hypochondria. That's interesting. I kind of dealt with hypochondria when I was a kid. There was a moment, like maybe in my 13, 14-year-old days, where I felt like I had something wrong with me consistently. Oh, something hurts. Oh no, that's got to be meaning I'm having a heart attack at the age of 13. Or it was just a lot of different thoughts and feelings. And plus, I worried about a comet hitting Earth because they used to always come out with things back in the 90s like, a comet's going to hit Earth in 1999. There's a possibility of it happening in 1997. And, at some point I kind of grew out of it. I think it's maybe some sort of thing that we just kind of go through sometimes. Maybe because of that, maybe we have nothing better to think about, and we have nothing driving us at that moment, so the only thing we can think about is worrying about ourselves. And maybe that is there's some truth behind that, but who knows? Let me know, comment below. Is because we have too much time on our hands and we don't have much of an imagination is why we have hypochondria in our lives? I'd like to know your thoughts. The class includes 2 actors, each best known for starring in a long-running TV commercial: Virginia Christine, Mrs. Olson from Folgers Coffee, and Dick Wilson, Mr. Whipple for Charmin Bathroom Tissues. Well, let me know what you thought of this episode. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Comment below. To do that, like and share and subscribe while you're at it. Until next time, see you later.